What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Your focus determines your reality.
I must have revenge.
You will learn your place, young one. It's coarse and rough.
There's no such thing as luck.
This is where the fun begins.
Never tell me the odds.
I just assumed it's a Wookiee, but I can help them. I feel the Force.
Do or do not.
So yesterday I was given a heads up by a new subscriber named Derpy, who said that Rotten Tomatoes had removed the audience score for The Acolyte. It was at 56%, I think. Well, this morning, when my first upload was up, he showed up in chat and basically said it's back on. It's at 32%. I can't even. I started laughing uncontrollably, and I will never stop laughing. It absolutely destroys everything that they thought the show would be. The audience doesn't want it. 32%, if you took a test in college and got 32% on there, everybody in your class would think you were a retard, okay? And the reason why is the show sucks. It's woke garbage, okay? There's nothing to it. And let's talk about this. Do you guys remember, this is for the newbies too, so just to catch you up, when the Acolyte trailer dropped, we were expecting the dislikes to be removed so you couldn't even use the Google search to find them, and we were expecting comments to be shut off. Comments have never been shut off, and if you use the Google search engine in Firefox, you will get the dislikes, which stand at 80%. It says 79, round up to 80%. The comments are off the wall. Okay. When Kennedy did her Oscars video a few years ago, there were so many dislikes and so many angry comments that they shut off the comments and the dislikes, okay? And you can't find those by using the Google search. So why did Rotten Tomatoes return the audience score? And why haven't hasn't the Star Wars channel on YouTube taken down the dislikes and the comments? Because Jon Favreau and Bob Iger are making a point here, okay? They're making a point. The people didn't want this. You make garbage, they're going to call you out. They're Star Wars fans. And it doesn't mean that they're toxic, okay? It doesn't mean that they're bad. It means you made a shitty product, okay? And normally, if Kennedy was truly in charge, we would hear none of the dislikes. They would be able to hide behind the lack of information, okay? But somebody is there proving their point, okay? Somebody is there saying that, no, these need to be up. You need to leave it up. Because there has to be something to drive the point home that this is trash made by trash people, okay? And if you look at what they created, and you look at the people who are involved, of course it's going to be considered trash because they're trash. They're idiots. They don't know anything about Star Wars. This is the most dismal group of human beings ever assembled to make any project in Hollywood. Okay, and trust me, there have been a lot of dismal groups of people, but this has got to be the worst. You've got a racist bigot for a lead actress. You've got a moron for one of the lead actors, and the showrunner is a misandrist hag. I mean, we've got them in their own words, okay? We've got them in their own words, so let's watch.
This is like what we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them to that place. They're just thinking, do you have all the answers? And the truth is that nobody does, and anybody that says they do feels sometimes like, well, I like this thing and I don't like that thing, and if you don't like the acolyte, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Like the reality is that Star Wars in and of itself is not just a vast universe full of many different characters, many different eras, but it is always, always, always about the spiritual journey of what it is to become who you are. And that's why I am so overwhelmed and grateful to be here, and beyond overwhelmed and grateful to be allowed as a filmmaker to experience what it is like to actually tactilely make something in this world. That is beyond my wildest dreams, and I can't wait to show you guys more. I wish I could.
The Force, nobody understood the Force. Nobody, what they do is, and then they started other ones when I sold the company, and they, a lot of those ideas that were in there sort of got lost. But that's the way it is. The movies, because could be a key character. The critics kept saying, well, what we mean is there's no black people in the movie. In the second one, I had, Billy D. Williams, and in the new ones, which they were also criticizing, I had Sam Jackson. He was like one of the top Jedi. He was and he wanted it to be in it so bad that all he really wanted was a purple sword. And so I said, great. It's a small part. It's the best I can do. I may be able to...
I think there was an assumption being made for quite a while that girls didn't care about Star Wars, or that girls weren't identifying with characters like Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. They were only identifying with Princess Leia.
When people watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal. It was the goal.
Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. How many people died on that? I did get in trouble for this answer at Star Wars Con. I got heat.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it's so funny to me because it literally, as a person who's outside and just a fan coming in, that was what was so beautiful and interesting to me. People have been talking to me online about how Darth Vader is such a bad person. It's very clear, and it's very well established from those actions. But if you can't look and see that Anakin blowing up the Death Star possibly killed millions and millions of people, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this right now.
You should just get out.
Be here all night.
Get out!
I mean, why wouldn't the audience score be at 32% when you've got this plethora of idiots being part of the project attacking the fans? I mean, the project, all right, look, I'm going to be honest. The idea, it was a good idea. But the person who executed it, the idea, did a shitty thing. She's not a good filmmaker. I have heard stories that, people are saying that it's not cinematic, it's amateurish at best. And you bet your sweet bippy this guy said, no, that audience score needs to be up. Okay. He wants Kennedy gone. And he wants to stick it to her as she walks out the door. Okay. I think Favreau does too. The fact that she did show up at George's birthday party is astounding to me. She had the balls enough to do the brass ovaries to go and make an ass of herself there. Where Favreau, who's the heir apparent now, was holding forth. When you've got all these stars and everything going, of course Kennedy was going to show up. They didn't mention her, which had to hurt. But look, if she honestly thinks hanging on till October somehow nullifies the fact that she did a shitty job and everybody in Hollywood knows it, and they're just going to ignore her bullshit job or bullshit, the way she did things. No, they don't look. People in different social hives never forget things. I don't know if you've ever seen Sex and the City, but in the first season, Samantha had a social hit taken out on her. And the reason why is because she slept with a very wealthy, powerful woman's husband, okay? The ladies who lunch. I would describe these people as Truman Capote's swans, okay? And those are women you don't fuck with if you want to be in that strata. And one of them, the leader, had known that Samantha had, grabbed her husband's ass at some thing, and the woman never forgot. And she never forgot it, and Samantha had to pay the price. Okay. That's what's happening to Kennedy. She'll show up to places that are full of people like Oprah Winfrey and others, and she'll sit down and have a conversation, get up to leave, and they're talking about her behind her back, saying what a lousy job she did. Okay? And to us, they defend her as being a brave, strong woman, but behind her back, they're going to crucify her. Okay? That's what the problem is. And that's why she thinks if she can hold on till October, that somehow all will be forgiven, and she'll still be one of the grand dames of Hollywood. This is why she joined the woman who tried to crucify Clarence Thomas and another angry black woman to create that website where people who believe they're being harassed can look up information and put their complaints into a system. Okay. It's all about her reputation. Doesn't have anything to do with how good anything that she's made has been. Okay. Her reputation is the only thing she cares about. All right. And it's been built up on falsehoods and a mythology that she actually believes. Now we've got this Rotten Tomatoes score for her pet project, The Trashlight, and it's at 32% audience score. That doesn't, that's a 3-day-old deer carcass laying in the sun. All right, that is a sewage treatment plant on a good day, smell, okay? That's terrible. And here we are with her holding on because she doesn't care, all right? And she'll, of course, just like she said in the New York Times interview with Hedlund, it's hard for a woman to negotiate around a franchise like Star Wars because it's so male-dominated. No, it's just hard for you to negotiate around. And it's hard for Harvey's former personal assistant to negotiate around because you guys don't know how to hang with the boys. All right? You're incompetent, you're an activist, and quite frankly, we're sick of it. We're done. Okay, we're done. All right? 32% audience score. I'm laughing my ass off right now. This is great. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.